Wow. So cold today. 8, 6, 1, 6. Excellent. Okay, so welcome to the second session of computer graphics. Everybody did the homework? Did you have fun doing the homework? Yeah? It's so cold today here, right? Is it cold? Do you want to open the window, somebody? Is it a bit cold? Okay, cool. Maybe I will send an email to Hanamat to lower the AC or what? Is everybody cold? Who's cold? Oh my god, it's too cold. Huh?
We've been here. We had another.
I will send an email to Hanamat now. Hello there. Hanamat. Hanamat. Room E1 1048. It's too cold. We are freezing. Stop the AC or put thermostat to 24 degrees. Awesome. All right, great. So let's play a little game, and I want you to pass your work, your flipboard, to the person on your right. That's really funny. That's really great. Great joke. Great joke. Very good. When I clap the hands, 1, 2, 3. If you don't have anybody in your right, the person behind. What about you? You don't have anybody? Okay, you have 5 seconds to check your peer's work. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Next. Her. And you should give it to the person on. Okay, change again. To the person on your right, yes. You should take from her, and you should take from her. Hey girls, group of girls there. You should pass it to the person on your right, and you should pass it to her. Like this. No. It's on your phone? Where in Slack did you send it? Basma? Bashir. Where did you send it in Slack? Direct message? Put it in general. Oh, beautiful. Okay, Alia? Oh, that's awesome. Oh, that's cute. Well, that's only 2 pages? You only made 2 pages, but very well. Nice, very good. And the other one? Who's this? Okay. That's awesome. Let's see. Who made this one? Who made this one? Ale? Very good. And this one, Beshire. Let's check it out. Oh, it cannot play, that's why. Okay. Beshire. I guess the format is wrong, I don't know. No, it's not working. It's not working. Can you show it to me on your phone? Oh wow. Oh wow. Can you show it on the screen? Shine. Can you show it? No. No. All right. Everybody's seen everybody's work. Which was your favorite? A part of yours, which is a really bad thing to say. Which was your favorite?
The Batman.
Batman? Pac-Man, Pac-Man, Pac-Man. Why? What's your name? Rim, why Pac-Man was good, do you think? Why?
And the animation was
It was a good animation, right? It was really, it looked like an animation, right? Yeah, I think so. Good job. I mean, it just dots moving. Anybody's favorite wants to share with me? What? That's unacceptable. Cannot be all. Favorite means the most, the top.
So my favorite was the drawing.
The drawing is great. The animation.
Because the papers,
It's really good. The keyframes are really good for that one. Very good. But animation. What about here? Beshaya, can you show yours too there? I guess Beshaya is gonna show you the animation. What's your name? Alright. So, yeah, I don't know how to show it. Like this. That's one of the homeworks for today. Awesome, Raya. All right, all good. I like Beshire's because what do you like about her animation? Do you like Beshire's animation? No. Do you like Beshire's animation? Why? Why? There's a story. There's a story there about the small guy arrives into a planet and then shoo, pretty good story. Yes? There's a story there? No, there's no story. Great animation, but no story. Okay, so we'll see about how to make a good story later. And today we will see about the history of animation, how it started, mostly for general culture, but it will help you also understand how frames work, and that's really good. Okay? Awesome. So it's a slide number 3, just in case you want to follow with the slides. And I have to open it here. Let's see. Right. All right. So the other day we talked about animation a bit. Can you see anything? No. It's blinding stuff. Wow, that's the maximum I can do. Okay, it's not very good. Support. Yeah, support. Can you see it better here? Here, right? Yeah. Good. All right. So what's animation? Can somebody tell me what's animation? You said it the other day. Rapid display of sequence of images that create the illusion. Yes? And we said we need at least 16 per second, right? To create the illusion. But it's better 24 or 30, yeah? Anybody goes to the cinema here? Yeah? Did you go?
Yes.
What's the rate in the cinema? What's the rate? The frame rate. Do you know? It's 24. It's different from TV, okay? So here's a frame, and we talk about the 4 ways we have to generate animation, right? So keyframe, data-driven, programming, and simulation. Make sense? Yeah. Right. So let's start with some paintings. Our ancestors used to paint things on the cave. So this is one of the first paintings. I think this one comes from Spain, a cave in Spain. Do you know what is that?
Oh, that's a book.
A kind of, a what? No, it's a kind of bull, but it's called a bison. Okay, it's a weird bull. Yes, buffalo. That one, the ancient one. Okay, so one of the first devices to create this illusion of animation is this one. It's called Zoetrope, and it's a cylinder with some slices, and you spin it, and you can. It's the illusion that it moves. So if you want to see one of those, in Dubai there's a museum called Museum of Animation. I put the link on Slack. Hold on. Where is it? General. Maybe I forgot to put the link on Slack, but let's see. Here. Museum, Animation, Dubai. There's the Museum of Animation, History Cinema Museum, it's called. And it's pretty awesome. Like, you should definitely go and see it. Like, you will see all these objects in real, and you can touch them, and it's pretty interesting. So they have like an old cinema, and then they have all these objects, Zoetrope included, and first filming cameras, and theater, and all these devices. Make sense? Okay? If you have a chance. I will take you there, but it's so complicated to take students to this kind of stuff that I can't give up. Alright, cool. So let's here. That's a Zoetrope invented in 1880 AD. AD means after death of Christ. So we're in the year 2019, so that was 1,800 years ago, more or less. They already had this machine, okay? More or less. Cool. There's another one called phenakitoscope. It's a disc. It's the principle. So you just let people watch one thing, and you spin the disc. Yes.
We had this in our childhood.
You had it?
Yeah, like they give out the
Oh yeah. But this one goes fast. Very good. It was invented by this guy. What's his name? Can you see it? Joseph Plateau, 1841. That's like 150 something years ago. Yes? Only 150 years ago. That means you still can invent something. Okay. There's another one a bit later in France. So you will see many of these objects invented in France. It's because in the 1800s, France was like Silicon Valley today. So all the inventors, all the inventions happened there because there was an economic boom and people had money to investigate things. Does that make sense? Okay, so 1870. Oh, and then in 1889, this guy, Renault, he combined both. Do you see what he's doing? He put a candle inside, and then the candle light goes through this thing, and it projects through a lens. Is it cool? I want you to understand it. This was like magic. People would pay money to see this. It was a big business.
Like a projector, right?
Before the projector, yeah. Okay, flip book. This is what you did today. It's called a flip book. And it was invented in, I don't know if it was invented in this time, but this guy, American I think, John Barnes, he patented this stuff. So he's the inventor officially, okay? Right, and then just 8 years later, just 7 years later, sorry, 7 years later, this guy invents this first projector. His name is, what's his name? Lumiere, okay? Lumiere means light in French, so that's what it means. They were the first ones to invent this movie business, which is charging people to watch a movie. I'm not sure you understand it. This was like Fortnite. Like it was a phenomenon. Like people were queuing to see this. It was like you would take these machines from village to village and make money, and it was incredible. And then what happened? Hollywood happened. Do you know what's Hollywood? Yes? What's Hollywood? What's your name? Shema, what's Hollywood?
City where many
It's a city, yeah.
it's known for actors and actresses when they make movies. So when they make films. No?
Yeah, they make movies. There's lots of movies there. Started in 1911. The reason it's there is because it was cheap land and the studios needed a lot of space. But there was nothing there. It was like a lane, you know? Cheap land and the studio. There's no sound yet. They didn't know how to make sound, how to store the sound yet.
I think it's the home of the Oscars too.
Definitely, it's the home of the Oscars. Yes, totally. Yes. Which started in 1929. Okay? Sounds good? There's this thing called the Golden Age. You know, before there was, if you wanted to be entertained, there was no TV, it was just cinema. So the cinema was huge. What's big now? What's bigger? Question for you. Hollywood or video games? Video games.
Yes.
How much bigger? 1 time bigger, 2 times bigger, 3 times bigger, 10 times bigger. It's about 3 times bigger. Video games are 3 times bigger than Hollywood. Make sense? Get it? Okay. But when there was no competition for entertainment, which is people time, when people have free time, what do they do with the time? So before they would spend a lot of time on this, now they have a lot of possibilities, right? That's why it's less big. This thing was very important. And these pictures are pictures from famous actors. Do you recognize any of those? Which one? What's your name?
I forgot her name. The third row, second.
Third row. Third row, second.
Yeah. I
Oh.
forgot her name, but I see her.
Yeah, that one. Yeah, what's her name? That one.
I forgot her name.
Audrey.
Oh, yeah.
Audrey Hepburn. What else? No? Alfred. Alfred Hitchcock. Okay, so if you memorize all the people's names here, I will give you a bonus point at the end of the course. Yes, you heard me well. If you memorize all these people's names.
I can barely remember my friends.
Alright, next one. Another way to make movies or animation is stop motion. Do you know any movie made with stop motion? Coraline, okay, very good. What else?
Exodus, very.
Yeah.
Yeah. The night before, yeah.
Excellent. Yeah. Anybody else?
Death Bride. The Zombie Bride. I forgot. Lego.
The Lego movie was made with stop motion. I didn't know that. Really? Wow, that's awesome. Okay. Anybody else? No? Do you know any famous videos? Real video with stop motion? You can do it also. It's also used in some advertisement. Very good. And they use clay models. Do you know clay?
Yeah,
So they will.
Islamic cartoon. I don't know if you guys know about the prophets. It wasn't like
I don't know it. Okay, it's good. Okay, what's this one? Cartoons. Excellent. You know the first one on the right? You don't know it, right?
No, I know that.
What?
We saw it in Arabic.
Just say it in Arabic. Mickey Mouse. Mickey Mouse. So Mickey Mouse was one of the first cartoons. I think it's by Disney. Disney invented it. Disney was a guy who was the first guy to make cartoons industrial scale. So he had this idea that cartoons were a big business because he saw the Lumiere Brothers machine and he said, "Did you watch it on Amazon?" Very good. You wanna share the link on Slack later? So can you explain about this documentary
they
to the class? Yeah, explain to them.
and also in Arabic or English.
In English, it's good for you to practice this language that you will have to use during the exam.
Yeah, because he had another idea for music.
Explain what idea he had. Explain. What was his idea? Okay, maybe you can share later on. Anyway, Disney was the first one to make industrial scale. And he was the first one to put music and to combine the music and to pay attention how music helps the movie. And, well, we will see later that music is almost half of the movies today is music. And the movie without the music is nothing. It's like this class without my beautiful voice. No, but it's really important. So he discovered a few things. A lot of it. Yeah, it's 90%.
Yeah,
I
so
agree. Excuse me?
you said how movies are not without sound to not be scared, right? Yeah. But why places there's a sound but it's
And it's
scary.
a horror movie without
Sure.
any sound. But they're
Good.
It was pretty big.
Enough about horror movies. Disney made the first length film. It was called Snow White, but he, in the documentary that you can watch on Amazon for free, he ran out of money in the middle. Yeah, he ran out of money. It's very expensive. Every frame had to be drawn, and no mistakes. And so they hired lots of women because women don't make so many mistakes as men when they have to paint and all that stuff, So that was very interesting. So he ran out of money, so he went to a banker. So he bring the banker to the studio, and he showed the first 20 minutes of the movie to convince the banker. And the banker was a very serious man, so he watched the movie. He didn't say anything, and he gave him the money to continue the movie. And he thought there's a lot of money here to be made. So that's how he finished the movie. When it released, it was a huge success. It was incredible. Then after TV, cartoons appear. Children love cartoons. Do you like cartoons? Yeah. Which ones? Anime or local? You like Disney cartoons? Which? Family Guy. I need a censor button. It's really rough, no? Yeah, very good. So I check how Disney movie was made, and if you watch the documentary on Amazon, you will see the machines they used and all that stuff. So there's a technique called cell animation. Cell means it's a material which is transparent. It's called I think it's called cellophane. And you draw on it, and it allows you to put a background, for example, and then you draw the characters on this transparent plastic, and then you can reuse a lot. You just need to move them sometimes. Yes, that's why in some cheap animation cartoons you will see a character not moving in the background like this, while because they didn't bother to anyway. But here you have the process, and we can check YouTube quickly. Cell animation Disney. They have. Is this video? Yeah. So in the all Disney days, you would draw a very, very beautiful. Oh, they're stopping the AC. You would draw. Oh, you cannot see it. Sorry. You would now. You would draw a very beautiful background, and this probably is drawn in cell, not so expensive to draw, and this was, yeah. So they would combine both.
So they are layers.
They are layers, 2 or 3 sometimes. Yes. And yeah, so let's see if we can see a small video. Is this video YouTube here?
Yes.
Okay. Oh, perfect. Here it is.
Just how was Snow White and the Seven Dwarfs created? And how are the famous Disney short films made? To give you the answer, we take you behind the closed doors of the famed Walt Disney Studio in Hollywood. Doors usually barred to all visitors. During the past 3 years, the studio staff has grown from less than 300 to more than 700 artists and musicians. They worked in shifts, night and day, to complete this unique experiment in entertainment. Remember as a kid how you made your own movie?
Right. So that's a keyframe. You see how they do it? That's the way to do it, by the way.
By drawing little figures on the pages of a pad and flipping the pages to make the figures move.
So a senior animator would draw this quickly by pen, and they would give it to the interns, and they would have to make it nice.
That's the basic principle behind animated pictures today. But that's not all there is to it. First, you need a story. Thinking up funny stories is the job of Walt Disney's writers, gag men, and sketch artists. After much trial and error,
So look at the wall. They have like sample of poses of the character, so they don't forget the how it should look like in every pose. Make sense? So it's like a reminder.
1,200 rough drawings illustrating the high points of each story are complete. Let's follow the story to top.
That's probably a storyboard. So here you have pictures that help them tell a part of the story, and here they're deciding if this is a good idea or not.
Where Walt Disney and his hard-boiled directors look it over. Not a picture, long or short, goes into production without Walt's personal okay. Next, the director puts the script and dialogue into final form. Then he calls in his assistants, including his musical composer, and plans the score of the picture, timing out each scene carefully.
Well, look how important music is, right? Like the musician is there with the people who write the script, yeah?
He even acts out every move with action, so the men who work with him can visualize what the scene will look like on the screen. Now he sets his expert animators to work. The skilled artists draw every movement in complete detail, just as you will see it in the theater. Each animator's drawing board is lighted from below. He looks through the paper at the character he has previously outlined and draws the next movement in correct position. This clever animator is using a mirror to capture.
You will see many mirrors in these kind of places, like Pixar and all these places. It's super important.
With pretty facial expressions like this. Let's move along to the test camera department. Here the animators run drawings or photographs in sequence, one at a time. This film is developed and returned to the animator, who checks to see how good it is by running it in a small projection machine called a moviola. In this moviola, as the animator runs his film backwards and forwards, we capture graceful faces with the screen still as heroines, Snow White the Seven. Now we're in one of the studio projection rooms, where Walt and his staff study the rough narration of a sequence about the 7 lovable little dwarfs. Once they are okay, the thousands of pencil drawings go to the heating department. Here, hundreds of pretty girls, in a comfortable building all their own, well-lighted, air-conditioned throughout, color the drawings with sheets of transparent celluloid. Then they painstakingly trace every line of every drawing in ink, following exactly in every detail the original animation drawing. Now the picture moves into its final stage, color. In the Studio Paint laboratory, all colors used are made up from secret formulas. Expert chemists develop more than 1,500 different shades of color for Snow White and the 7 Dwarfs. The ink celluloid next goes to the painting department, where more pretty girls apply the final colors on the back. Snow White.
Did you notice it says pretty girls?
Yeah.
How do you feel about that?
I think because they care about the details. That's why.
Okay, anybody else?
No.
Do you like it that they say pretty girls all the time? No. Who says no? Why?
It's like they have to do things work. To work there.
Correct. Yes. So this is almost 100 years ago. So now this would not be acceptable. Like, it's not correct to say this.
But it's common.
Not anymore in America. Like, he would probably be fired for doing this now in America. Yes, makes
I
sense.
think it's a compliment.
Yes, yes, but things have changed a lot, and if you do this now, it's not okay because some girl, like I'm here because I'm drawing, not because I'm pretty. So it's a sexualization of work, and it's not, or it's not appropriate. It's complicated. I just want to tell you, be aware of those things. So maybe here it's allowed or okay or nobody will bother, but there you do this now and you say, oh, what are you saying? What? Many people will protest. So
And the 7 Dwarfs required 250,000 celluloids painted like this one. In another department of the big Disney studio, artists delicately paint the beautiful stage setting for the picture.
Nobody said pretty artist here. Right, exactly. So I would feel upset about it. So
These backgrounds are done in watercolor.
okay, so is this a background? Yeah, very expensive to make.
Artists work for months on backgrounds like the interior of the 7 Walk Sky. But the colossal task isn't finished even yet. The celluloid and background must still be photographed by the master camera in Technicolor. Here the operator puts the download up celluloid on the thoughtful background as the overhead camera exposes one frame of film. To photograph Snow White of the 7 Walks, this operation has to be repeated more than 500,000 times. Next, the film passes to the hands of technicians and the sound effects are recorded.
Wow. Oh, they broke a real window.
Finally, a symphony orchestra records the musical score, the hit tune that will thrill listeners the world over. Now comes the crucial moment. The picture's world premiere in Hollywood. Crowds want to see an animation exhibit set up outside the theater. Yes.
Awesome. Okay. Very good. You got it? So that's cell animation using the Japanese anime in the 80s, 90s, and still they use it. I think nobody uses it anymore. Good. Next one. Okay, so keyframes is another important concept. So as we said, the senior animator would draw the most important frames between positions, and then other animators would fill the gaps or interpolate. Make sense? Can anybody tell me what's a keyframe here or keyframes?
Well, the first and the last. The first one and the last.
Okay, I see. All right. Good. So anyway, you should know there was a big crisis in the 90s with Disney. Computers were popularized in the 76, and then in the 80s they were very popular, but Disney was full of old school people that didn't like computers. So it was the 90s and Disney was making really not interesting movies. Lion King, the Beast, Beauty and the Beast, was the first time where they used a bit of computers to do some animations. But by that time, Pixar was already working in very good computer-only films, and then you saw who won, right? The battle for not using technology and computer graphics. That's what happened. Make sense? Cool. Right. If you are interested, computer graphics are also very important in games. As we said, games are bigger than Hollywood now, yes? So if you're interested, we'll have a special session about graphics, computer graphics for games. And so you can see. Anyway, here you have a few famous games. Pac-Man, and then on the right, do you know that one? Donkey Kong was one of the first games that had a story, like an interesting story, like the monkey had kidnapped the princess and the guy has to go up and down. I think she's a princess or something. It's by a Japanese company. Pac-Man has a story? What is it? Oh really? I never reached. Interesting. Okay. Well, the Japanese are credited by being the first ones to use cinematic elements in video games, and in the 80s they took over everything. They were leaders in video games. We'll see that. I didn't know that Pac-Man star. Interesting. I never saw the princess anyway. You see the princess? So,
But no one
right. Do you know any of these?
Yes.
Do you have any of these at home?
Yes, I have.
What do you have?
PlayStation. No, I have the white one, first one.
You have. Can you bring it to class one day?
Yes.
Awesome. Who else has stuff?
I used to have it. That was the PlayStation 1 classic, but the new one.
You have this one?
It's a remake now they are making it.
That's
Yeah.
awesome.
Even the PlayStation 1 is
PlayStation 1 also.
You. What do you have? And you? You have something.
I have it.
Very cool. Well, bring it to class. I'll bring mine. Okay.
I have PlayStation 2.
You have PlayStation 2. Wow.
Yeah, me too.
I have
Have
PlayStation
two.
4 and
You played to those things?
we used to play.
I still
But when we moved, we left.
Oh, okay. Very cool. Excellent. Excellent. Okay. So, do you know this one? Who has this one? The Atari? You have this one? No. The other one. This one is made by Atari. Atari was the first video game company. Steve Jobs worked at Atari as an intern. So yeah, it's very interesting. Then it shifted to 3D. That doesn't mean that the game became better. So as you will see. And then these guys came over. We'll watch a documentary the following week about Pixar because it's very interesting. Learn all of the stuff. Pixar. Now Pixar and Disney are together. You know that? Okay. Good. Right. So let's talk a bit about 3D computer animated films, which is the standard now. Miracle Ladybug in cartoon, so it's even now in cartoon, yes? Okay, so let me check the next slide. Yeah, perfect. Okay, so somebody will make the keyframes. And in traditional animation, humans will do the keyframes, right? And that's what we call brute force. That's one way to make a movie, which is very expensive. Because you have to pay humans to do it. Humans, even if it's $15 an hour in US or $5 an hour in Philippines, like this cartoon you watch on TV here, Sharia cartoon, it's done in the Philippines by Filipino people. They do all the keyframing there with computers, but they do. It's very expensive because every frame has a cost. But you can use computers to do this keyframe stuff.
It's an old-fashioned to do brute force.
Absolutely. Nobody does it. Only you today. Okay, anyway, these frames have to be made and then the rendering of the movie happens, which is it's converted to a movie file for the film. Now it's digital, okay? So that's why using computers is very good because you can lower the cost. Does that make sense? Now it's cheaper to do it with a computer. In 1995, it cost almost the same. Humans for computers, okay? Now it's cheaper. Before it was more like that. So that's one thing.
I think computers are more accurate than the cartoons.
Absolutely. Okay, do you know this guy? So this guy is John Lasseter, and when he was young, he's a geek or a freak of animation. Okay? He loved animation. He was working at Disney when he was was young, he was fired from Disney because he wanted to use computers. And then Pixar took him. And at Pixar, he was allowed to experiment with computers, and that's why Pixar became Pixar. Because of this guy and other people, but mainly because of him. Make sense? There's another thing you should know. There's this conference called CGRAPH. Yeah, see some later technology. No, not this one. CGRAPH, do you know this? CGRAPH is a science conference that happens every year where computer graphic professors, students go there and present the projects. Like a new way to animate, a new simulation, a new way to animate faces, and all this stuff. Yeah. In 1987-86, this guy who knew all the secrets of Disney animation, he was checking the computer graphics field, and he realized that there were lots of very good technical people, but they didn't know how to animate properly, how to make an animation interesting. He knew because Disney knew from a long time the principles, but the scientists that come from electrical engineering, computer science into animation field, they didn't know. So they were making really cool stuff, very technically complicated stuff, but really boring animation. So in 1987, he wrote this paper that you have to read as an assignment. Sorry. He published these principles of animation and how to apply to computer graphics, and it became super famous. So today, we will see one or two of these principles if you have time. Okay, there are 12 principles, but we'll see just a few of them. Here there's only 7 in this presentation. There are 12, you can check them on Wikipedia. I put the link on Slack. So these are the principles to make an animation realistic and interesting. So the first one is called squash and stretch. And squash and stretch means that, for example, when you have a bouncing ball, if you want the animation to look realistic, you have to lie and make an illusion and, exaggerate what happens in reality and really squash it when it bounces. That's it. And it's that ramp, and when it goes faster, you need to even though in reality it doesn't happen, but in your brain, it's like an optical effects of this. If you do this, then it looks realistic. If you don't do it, it doesn't look realistic. It looks like, does that make sense? So, for example, if you have this fast, well, if you do it like this, it will look like more realistic. Okay? So that's one principle, squash and stretch. Stretch for speed, to express the speed, and squash to express bouncing. Make sense? You know that the very soft ball will do like this, right? But a real ball doesn't do like this. Make sense? It's just a video. Got it? I think we can watch, the paper is online, by the way, so you can find it on the internet. Lasseter paper. And it's let's see, Lasseter paper, CGRAPH. No, here. Let's watch this principle with a movie. Oh, you cannot see it, sorry. Here it is. Okay, so here you have two balls moving. One of them applies squash and stretch. Kind of.
The right
Which one do you think is more realistic?
one. No, that's realistic. But the exaggerated one is the right one. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Kind of, yeah.
The right
Oh, the right.
is
Does this make sense? I mean, tennis ball, high speed. Slow mo. This is what happens in reality in extreme cases, right? Look at this squash and stretch actually.
This is realistic.
This is real. This is real. This is what happens in reality. Like the ball is being totally squashed
This is real.
and stretch. This is real. And yes. So yeah, in reality, yes. But in most normal situations, no.
It looks like a balloon.
It becomes a balloon, yes. Okay. In most normal situations, no. But in animation, there's another principle of exaggeration. So if you want to have people interested, you need to exaggerate in that one way. But it also helps you. Good stuff. Okay, cool. Next one. Timing. Can you see it? Timing. Here, timing. One typical mistake of
anything on your computer, you need to get grounded.
one typical mistake of young animators is that they don't give space between the scenes. So that's whole timing. If you want to tell a story, you should use pauses between the scenes, proper pauses. Not the story is moving. So, for example, in this case, what this picture means is that imagine you want to show this scene where this guy is gonna pull this out. Okay. Well, in a good animation, the guy would prepare, take his time, and then they take it down and then do it. Yes, not just like that makes sense. That's called timing. There's another important one. It's called slow in, slow out. It's related to make the movement realistic. So remember the bouncing ball? Okay, so faster movement, more space. That's it. Yes. When an object starts moving, slow at the beginning. Yes. Let's see the animation. Oh, there's no animation here. Let's see, you can see it. No. Slow in, slow out.
This is not a project that this is what it looks like, and this is what it feels like.
No, I don't want to see it out now.
Can I also see it?
Oh,
Once you want to create an image yourself, move your arm from A to B. You should perceive that your arm needs a bit of time to reach the speed. And then when you stop it, it's slow down. Always remember that we are doing hacking, so you have a more active animation even if
Accelerating is important.
it doesn't mean that you have to increase the timing of your animation to have more increase than it comes in the end. It's always based on the speed of your action. In a faster action, you will have few frames, but you will still can manage them in order to have a slow install time. Using the fighter is very easy to achieve the result we need. Using above tangents, we already have a movement on the extremes. If we use the blind tangents, we can reach the same result using the handles.
Yeah, so that's from Maya or one of these animation softwares, and this represents the position of something, maybe a dot or an angle joint or something. So this would be drop maybe time, and this is 0, or maybe it's 90 degrees. So it means change slow at the beginning, fast, and then slow. Yeah. That's what it means. Awesome. Okay, good. Okay, we'll stop here. Any questions? No? Good. I'll see you next day. And if you have questions on Slack, and you can bring a balloon next day to play. Great. Good job. What?
I have a video example of stop motion.
Well, can you share it? Awesome. Any other questions? Yes. Yeah, if you want, yeah. Now you know the song is